There's a little tree planted on a little hill, and on that tree hangs the most influential character that ever came into this world. But never feel that that tree is a meaningless drama that took place on the stages of history. No, that tree, that cross, is a telescope through which we look out into the long view of eternity and see the love of God breaking forth into time. It's an eternal reminder to a power-drunk generation that love is the only way. Those words were spoken by Martin Luther King Jr. Over 60 years ago. Many thinkers and preachers and theologians have written and spoken about the power of the cross. I'm thinking about the cross, especially during this season of Lent, just a few weeks from Good Friday and Easter Sunday. Paul, in his letter to the Corinthians, says that the message of the cross is foolishness for those who are headed to destruction, but for those who are being saved, it is the power of God. So I would invite you today, us today, to take time to reflect on the event of Jesus on the cross. I came up with three things. There's infinite amount of things that are significant about what the event of Jesus on the cross accomplishes. As Jesus was hanging on the cross, first thing, Jesus hanging on the cross, wrongfully accused and yet still forgiving his enemies, that exposed the brokenness and the sinfulness and the darkness of this world, both individually inside of us and for all humanity. As Jesus was hanging on the cross, wrongfully accused and yet still forgiving, he showed us the most clear picture of what God really looks like. And what does God look like? He doesn't look like a power-hungry, coercive God. No, he is the loving God who lays down his life so that we might have life. He is the God who shows us what it looks like to love our enemies and then invites us into that life. That's the power of the cross. And on the cross, as Jesus was hanging, wrongfully accused and yet still forgiving, that was the moment when the completion of all eternity, God winning the battle, came crashing into the middle of the story. The end of the story came crashing into the middle. We know that love wins. We know that God has the final word. Death does not have the final word, life does. Sin does not have the final word, but God's love and forgiveness do. And he invites us into that. He invites everyone into that. So I would invite you, reflect on that. Reflect on the power of the cross. You are loved, friends. Hope you have a good day, and I hope to see you soon. Peace.